Good morning, America. Catastrophic.
On the ground.
Dayton hit hard. At least 2 tornadoes touched down back to back. The rescue's underway right now.
Our house is gone. The tornado just hit our house.
Homes completely demolished. This church hit while sheltering families.
The New Life Worship Center completely destroyed by the tornado.
The scenes of massive destruction. Emergency crews using snowplows to clear the roads, millions without power, and those same storms causing historic flooding in the heartland. Our team on the ground with the latest from the storm zone.
Also this morning, President Trump blasting rival Joe Biden on that high-stakes trip overseas and siding with North Korea over his own national security advisor.
Emergency on Mount Everest, a second American dying in just 1 week as climbers run into a traffic jam and run out of oxygen trying to reach the summit.
The emotional reunion this morning for this yoga instructor found alive, thanking the friends and family that would not give up on her after 17 days lost in Hawaiian wilderness. New video of her dramatic rescue.
The stunning new report, 5 Navy pilots coming forward with numerous UFO sightings off the East Coast. The investigation right now.
And ABC News exclusive, Jeopardy James wins again. The phenom surging past the $2 million mark. And now this morning, the man whose record he's chasing, Ken Jennings, joins us live for his first television interview only on GMA.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, we want to get right to that breaking news. Tornadoes across the heartland. Take a look at Dayton, Ohio as the sun rises. People waking up to scenes like this.
So much devastation there. Homes, apartment buildings, businesses and schools destroyed. The Midwest hit so hard overnight. Dayton, one of the largest cities in Ohio, was struck by back-to-back twisters.
And so right now, rescue crews are going door to door trying to save people who may be trapped as millions wake up without power this morning. And when you look at those images, it's not hard to see why some people are comparing the damage to a war zone. That's what it looks like.
So much devastation there right now. More than 50 tornadoes reported across 8 states in the last 24 hours. ABC's Alex Perez starts us off from Pendleton, Indiana. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, George. A lot of people are just now waking up to assess the damage. Take a look at the power of this storm, ripping this massive tree right from its roots and slamming it into this home. There are actually pieces of the home underneath all of this. This storm moved in very quickly, leaving a path of destruction. Tornado on the ground.
A scene out of a horror movie as a shadowed tornado is seen through lightning illuminating the sky near Dayton, Ohio.
Our house is gone. The tornado just hit our house.
We got a house cut in half here.
So right now I'm standing in front of what used to be a spa. Neighbors I've been speaking with tell me that this was actually rebuilt last year, completely brand new, and now it is completely destroyed.
The 2 tornadoes covering the same path 40 minutes apart. Reports of several people trapped.
Maybe an elderly female trapped, house collapsed. They can hear screaming from inside. Family saying they're going to be trapped in the apartment building there, ceiling collapsed on them.
This family surveying the damage in their home.
The New Life Worship Center completely destroyed by the tornado. There's about 25 people, adults and children, in the bathroom inside there.
At least 25 people riding out the tornado inside the New Worship Center church, where the steeple was completely ripped off, and this part of the roof sliding onto a church van. The group was headed back from a Memorial Day trip to Kings Island when the first wave of the storm hit. Blake Gifford was part of the church group that took cover in their church.
Within 5-10 seconds, it goes from dead quiet to a jet engine taking off. I run in, just dive on the ground. My head lands on a vent, and I'm laying there shaking. My head's up against the wall, and the wall's shaking back and forth. There's wind from the tornadoes pushing through up through the vent.
Shaking, Gifford recalls the loudest noise he says he has ever heard.
Scariest moment of my life.
The aftermath of debris landing on Ohio's I-75, where snow plows were used to clear debris from the highway. Neighborhoods in its aftermath appearing apocalyptic.
Over on my right, the several tornadoes that passed through, taking off this section of wall off this complex here, sending brick wood and people's personal belongings flying.
And in Pendleton, Indiana, a storm damaged 75 homes, multiple gas leaks, and one man suffering a head injury. Residents going into emergency prep mode once they saw a rotation in the sky.
We saw the spinning. I turned around for like 3 seconds and the tree in our backyard actually fell.
These storms, a reminder of the EF3 that hit El Reno, Oklahoma just days ago, decimating this town, 2 lives lost. But back in Ohio, the power of prayer keeping that church group thankful this morning.
We're lucky. We're lucky to be here.
And teams from the National Weather Service will be out assessing the damage today, but the long process of cleaning all this up is only just beginning. Cecilia?
It is going to be a long road ahead, Alex. Thank you. Dayton Assistant Fire Chief Nicholas Hosford joins us now. Chief Hosford, we are really thinking about your entire community there this morning. We know you were working through the night. What can you tell us about what you're seeing now that the sun is up?
Well, thank you, Cecilia. As the sun is coming up, I think we're starting to grasp the full magnitude of the damage and devastation throughout our community.
Can you walk us through what that scope of the damage is that you're seeing right now?
So as we've toured in the early morning hours, we have significant neighborhoods with damage. We have homes flattened, entire apartment complexes destroyed, and businesses throughout our community where walls have collapsed, roofs are gone. Significant damage throughout the not only the city of Dayton, but the suburbs as well.
We are seeing some of that damage right now on our screen. So far, it seems like the good news is no reported fatalities. Does that still stand?
As of now, that still stands. We have no reported fatalities in the city of Dayton, and in talking with our neighboring departments, we are not aware of any fatalities at this time. We do have several injuries, and we have evacuated numbers of people into shelter.
Are there people trapped at this hour that you know of?
So the immediate calls that came in for victims trapped were responded to with our crews while literally the storms were still rolling through. I am not aware of anyone that's trapped in their homes at this time. However, we're going to be deploying not only fire and rescue resources locally, but search and rescue teams going door to door to confirm that we don't have anyone trapped inside any homes.
And we're also hearing that you've lost power to water plants and pump stations. How's that impacting the community this morning?
It will have a significant impact on the community. We're asking all community members to conserve water. At this time, our major pumping stations are out, which will limit our ability to provide water throughout the community.
And how prepared was the community for this, a tornado of this magnitude?
So I don't know that any community is ever fully prepared for this type of devastation. However, I think the reduction in injuries is in key part to the early notification and people taking those warnings seriously, moving to safe areas of their homes prior to the storms touching down.
Assistant Chief Nicholas Hosford, we really appreciate your time this morning, and we are thinking about your entire community there. Thank you. Such devastation.
It certainly is, Cecilia. Yeah. And unfortunately, those storms aren't just bringing tornadoes, they're also bringing relentless rain, leading to major flooding. ABC's Will Carr is on the ground in hard-hit Sand Springs, Oklahoma with more. Will, good morning.
And Amy, we're talking about historic flooding here in Sand Springs. It's not just this street. It is entire neighborhoods that are underwater. In fact, when you take a wide look, there are hundreds of homes that have been swamped by the Arkansas River. The river is expected to crest a little bit later today, and we're expecting more rain in the forecast. So all eyes are on the levees that run along the river. And with that in mind, by the end of the week, this could be one for the record books. Cecilia.
It certainly could be, Will. Thank you. And the danger is far from over. The heartland, from the heartland all the way to the East Coast, bracing for more tornadoes and flooding today. Rob, just back from the storm zone to tell us all about it. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Cecilia. Double whammy. It's been 11 consecutive days of reported tornadoes. Many American towns, as you know, hit hard, and today I think we're going to do it again. Enhanced threat for severe weather north of Oklahoma City, Wichita, Kansas City, Jefferson City, potentially back through Peoria, and then Cleveland, Scranton, getting into the northeast. Strong winds, large hail, potentially tornadoes. Northern Oklahoma has seen nearly 2 feet of rainfall since the beginning of May, so they are saturated. We've got new flood watches that have been posted for Rapid City, Davenport, right across the Corn Belt. Wichita, you continue to be under a flood warning. Here comes the rainfall. Another 3 to 6 inches of rainfall. Tulsa, boy, you don't need it anymore. Des Moines all the way to Cleveland. Similar amounts of rain as well. We'll be tracking it all.
So much of the country on alert. Okay, Rob, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now on President Trump. On Air Force One now, heading back from a diplomatic mission to Tokyo, where he became the first foreign leader to meet Japan's new emperor, defended North Korea's Kim Jong-un, and broke with tradition by echoing that dictator's attacks on former Vice President Joe Biden. Chief White House correspondent John Carlo joins us now. And John, this trip unusual in so many ways.
Absolutely, George. It was designed to bolster U.S. relations with one of America's closest allies, but the spotlight quickly turned to North Korea as the president bucked the Japanese prime minister and his own national security advisor by defending Kim Jong-un's recent missile tests. For much of a trip marked by pomp and circumstance, President Trump defied the longtime tradition of avoiding partisan politics on foreign soil, siding with a brutal dictator over a former American vice president and senator.
Kim Jong-un made a statement that Joe Biden is a low IQ individual. He probably is, based on his record.
President Trump also created a stir by praising North Korea's Kim Jong-un, who the Japanese and much of the world consider a threat. At a joint press conference with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the president called Kim a very smart man, and he said he isn't concerned about the short-range ballistic missiles Kim launched earlier this month.
You're not bothered at all by the small missiles?
No, I'm not. I am personally not.
And on the world stage, President Trump contradicted his own national security advisor, John Bolton, who told reporters on Saturday that the short-range missile tests no doubt violate a UN Security Council resolution.
My people think it could have been a violation, as you know. I view it differently. I view it as a man. Perhaps he wants to get attention, and perhaps not. Who knows?
Trump continued to flout the tradition of avoiding politics on foreign soil by criticizing Biden on Twitter throughout the trip, criticizing his record from halfway around the world. As for Biden, George, he didn't say anything. He appeared to be avoiding making any response to the president. Perhaps that will happen once the president returns here to the United States later today.
His team wanted to wait until the president was on American soil. Meantime, John, the president also trying to tamp down any tension with Iran, reel back that war talk.
Yes, he's made it absolutely clear, saying explicitly that he is not interested in regime change in Iran, and once again suggested that he is open to having talks with the leaders of Iran.
John, how are you staying dry out there?
Hey, you know, a lot of weather in the show. We wanted to bring you some here from the White House, too, all right?
Okay, John Carl, thanks very much.
John does it all. We're going to turn now to that growing crisis on Mount Everest. A second American dying in just days, bringing the total to 11 deaths already this season. But the danger isn't from avalanches or blizzards. Veteran climbers say it's a lack of oxygen and the crowds. James Longman is there in Kathmandu, Nepal with the very latest. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Cecilia. People travel here from all over the world to climb the tallest mountain on Earth. It's always been a dangerous game, but this year has been more deadly than ever. More tragedy at the top of the world. 62-year-old American Christopher Coolish died Monday while coming down from Mount Everest summit. Coolish's family says he passed away doing what he loved. He's now the 11th person and second American to die on the trek in the last 10 days.
We can expect 5 to 7 deaths each year. To have 11 this year, I think, is alarming for a number of reasons.
This season, many experts and climbers warning of dangerous traffic jams forming at the peak. These images showing more than 300 hikers lined up on the mountain.
You'd be sitting, sometimes standing still for 5, 10, 15 minutes in very cold conditions with very low oxygen because of the high altitude, and using up your oxygen while you're standing there waiting.
Ed Doring, a doctor from Arizona, experienced the overcrowding firsthand and says his guide was so worried he'd be pushed off the summit, he attached a rope to him.
I didn't feel it was safe, to the point where I decided it was better to get my pictures sitting down rather than standing up.
On Wednesday, Utah climber Don Cash just finished his quest to climb the highest peaks on all 7 continents when he collapsed and died from high altitude sickness.
On Everest, climbers are forced to wait for windows of good weather. When it clears, everyone moves to the summit. And with a large number of people, the longer wait means climbers are spending more time in what's called the death zone. That's above 28,000 feet, where the lack of oxygen can be lethal. Experts say another factor in the overcrowding, less expensive expeditions, so more inexperienced climbers.
You have to qualify to run the Boston Marathon, but you don't have to qualify to attempt the highest mountain on the planet.
Around 200 people have died trying to climb Everest in the last 100 years or so. But there is now more competition than ever, which means more danger. Cecilia.
Okay, James, thank you. You've done some tough climbs like this. You've ever seen anything like that?
And those lines are horrific. And you know, when you go to the summit of a mountain, I was at 19,341, not 28,000, but we could only be at the summit for 30 minutes. And then you have to get down, and we could only stay at 16,000 for an hour. Then you have to go down. Someone had died the week before on our same track because of oxygen deprivation, and that's the concern. So when you have to wait in those long lines, it's deadly.
They're going to have to change the
They're
policy.
going to have to change it.
Yeah.
It's true. Also this morning, though, we have tributes pouring in for baseball great Bill Buckner, who played 22 years in the majors, racking up more than 2,700 hits. But he's best known for one infamous play that cost his Red Sox Game 6 of the 1986 World Series, and how he handled all that backlash. ABC's TJ Holmes is here with his story. Good morning, TJ.
Hey, good morning to you. Even if people don't immediately recognize the name, you'll certainly immediately recognize that clip. It was the moment that he made a mistake that he is certainly going to be known for, but he worked to make sure it was not something he was defined by.
One of the most infamous and stunning blunders in sports history.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
What should have been a simple play for first baseman Bill Buckner turned into a career-defining, devastating error in Game 6 of the 1986 World Series, when he misplayed and watched a ball roll through his legs, costing the Red Sox the win and eventually a World Series. Ridicule followed Buckner everywhere. He was often booed in Boston, even receiving death threats.
I believe a lesser man would have crumbled under what we endured.
Buckner had even joked about such a possible bad play just weeks before the game.
The nightmares are that you're going to let the winning run score on a ground ball through your legs. So.
The play largely overshadowed a solid 22-year career that included being named an All-Star and winning a batting title.
It's, shown on TV, which, I see it at least once or twice a week for 23 years. When it comes on the TV, I switch the station.
But a turning point came when the Red Sox invited Buckner to throw out the first pitch at the 2008 home opener. Buckner wiped away tears as he received a long ovation from Boston fans.
A nice touch by the Red Sox organization, and great to have Bill back.
The city and Buckner were finally moving on.
I think people forget how good a player Bill Buckner was.
Buckner would even go on to poke fun of himself on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Nice catch, Bill! Oh, my God!
Former Met Mookie Wilson, who hit the ball on that fateful play, paid tribute to his longtime friend. Bill was a great, great baseball player whose legacy should not be defined by one play.
And he was 69 years old. His wife said he had been battling dementia, and a couple years ago he said, at some point you have to realize this was just a game.
Just a game. It was
just
great the Red Sox finally acknowledged it.
Finally, after they won a couple championships, right? So bygones be bygones.
Thank you, TJ. Following a lot of other stories this morning, and take a look at this. A new video showing the moment the yoga instructor lost 17 days in the Hawaii wilderness was finally rescued. We have new details this morning about how she stayed alive. Right now, I want to go back to Rob.
The heat continues, George, across the southeast. Records breaking today, mid-90s in Atlanta, near 100 degrees in Augusta, and lasts for a couple of more days. Time now for your Tuesday trivia, brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Free shipping, even on furniture, with Prime.
On Weather Alert today, Storm Watch 7, we're tracking some heavy weather moving through the area right now. We'll have that threat of some strong thunderstorms up until about 11 a.m. Then another chance after 5 o'clock, and it's the start of a heat wave today. 90 degrees and higher today, 93 expected tomorrow, and 90 on Thursday. Chance of thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday. And as we look at Friday and the weekend, finally some cooler conditions with highs in the lower to mid 80s.
Memorial Day, we have a lot more coming up.
So Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount? Yep, using the app. I've been quite vigilant.
Sharon says step on it, the meeting started.
Okay, write her back. Dear Sharon, don't mess with my date.